All right, so you're looking to buy some raw land and you don't have tons of money in your pocket and you don't know where to find the money to get a loan. In this episode, I'm gonna give you so many methods to get a loan to buy raw land. All right, when getting a loan to buy a raw piece of vacant land, I want to tell you my absolute favorite way. And it's really, you don't even actually have to get a loan. It's called seller carryback. The seller actually gives you a loan to buy his land. The land goes into your name and the title company takes care of all of this. They actually do a deed of trust and a promissory note to protect your seller. If you were to stop paying, or let's just say that you do some improvements to this land and you stop paying, they can actually take it back from you. So you gotta be very careful about this to make sure you keep paying for that land. And you wanna give the seller all these benefits. Like, look, Mr. Seller, I'm gonna build a fence and I'm gonna put a culvert in, I'm gonna put a well in, and I'm gonna be paying you payments each month for this land. You know, have you ever thought about maybe, spreading out the actual profit you're gonna make on this land? Or what were you planning on doing with this big lump sum of cash that you're gonna receive from this land? Did you think about the taxes? Have you thought about spreading it out? And let me give you my ninja tip. Mr. Seller, what if I can give you a little bit more for your land than what you're asking? All right, so what do I mean by that? By offering the seller a little bit more. You wanna give them an incentive for giving you the loan to buy their land. And I like to do this by offering them just a little bit more, maybe $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. But let me tell you how I'm actually gonna save you even more money by offering the seller more. And it's called principal payments, principal only payments, not 0% interest, but principal payments. So let me just give you an example. Let's just say you're buying this land for $10,000 and you're gonna have principal payments of $1,000 per month. So you're gonna have principal payments of $1,000 per month. Do the math, $10,000, it'll take you exactly 10 months to pay for this land. Let's just say it's gonna be $500 a month, $500 a month. Now it's gonna take you 20 months to pay for this land. That's less than 2 years. You're offering a little bit more for this land. You're getting principal payments, but what's really cool about principal payments, every month, your principal payment goes down quite a bit. Let me give you a little education on how mortgages work, the way banks set up mortgages. Let's just use the example of a $200,000 mortgage at 6% interest. Your payment would be $1,200 a month for 30 years. Well, for the first 7 years, you're pretty much paying about $900 a month in interest. So why are you paying $900 a month of interest and your payment's $1,200? Well, only $300 a month is going towards the principal pay down. Interest, this is basically interest that is front end loaded. It's called compounding interest. Mortgages are set up to where that happens. It's called an amortization schedule. The mortgages are slowly amortizing, are slowly dying. So for the first 5 to 7 years, you're pretty much paying front-end loaded interest. And the banks did this on purpose. They know that people move every 5 to 7 years. So knowing that information, getting a principal-only payment, even though you're paying a little bit more, your principal is gonna pay down super quick. So if you're paying $500 a month for 20 months, every single month that you pay $500, your principal is going to pay down $500 more, and you're going to have $500 more worth of equity. So this is why you can afford to pay a seller a little bit more if they hold the financing for your raw vacant land or hold the loan for your vacant land. All right, next, let's talk about local banks or credit unions. Florida has something called Mid-Florida Credit Union. A lot of times, these community banks, these credit unions, or Mid-Florida Credit Union in Florida will do lot loans or land loans. They're a little higher interest because they want to make sure that they're protecting their investment. And a lot of times they're going to be at a little bit below 65% loan to value. What does that mean? If the land's worth $100,000, the most they'll lend to you on it is about $65,000. So you're going to have to come up with a little money, or you're going to have to get the land at a crazy discount, like less than 65 cents on the dollar, if you want to get a loan for this land. But these work. You got to be willing to talk to multiple banks and ask that banker, hey, who gives out land loans or loans on land in this area? Sometimes you got to make a couple phone calls. All right, next I'm going to tell you the easiest method to get a loan for land, or maybe you fix up houses or buy and spend a lot of money to buy the house or fix it up. I'm going to give you the easiest method, and this is a way to actually borrow on the actual asset, and that's by going to the landsharkscapital.com. ZechBuysHouses.com. I've teamed up with Kogo Capital to offer loans on land and houses, renovation loans. Let's just say that you're buying a triplex and you need to buy this triplex and you also need the money to fix it up. Kogo Capital will help you by doing that. Just go to thelandsharkscapital.com, fill in your name and your information, and one of the lenders will call you and help walk you through the process. All right, before you click off, I've got one more super ninja hack for you, and you probably don't even realize it's available to you. But before I do that, you gotta hit that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button because I come out with this content 5 days a week. I'm always bringing it to you. Guys, I bought over 280 parcels of land. I've got a team helping me do this. I've got financial freedom, time freedom, geography freedom. This is simple and easy, and there's virtually no competition to this. So definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm always bringing it to you. I've been in business probably about 6 years before I even realized this was an option for me. But I was buying and selling multiple parcels of land, and one thing about business, we always run out of money. We always need money. Like money is like oxygen to a business. Revenue is oxygen. So my mother-in-law one day told me that she had about $50,000 that she'd like to loan me at 0% interest just to help us grow, help our business grow. I didn't even know this was available. I love my mother-in-law, and I would have never have approached her to borrow money because we're taught like we don't want to borrow money. But she gave this money to us at 0% interest to help us facilitate a deal, and obviously I paid her interest back. And it wasn't a large amount of interest, but it encourages her. And now my father-in-law told me the other day, and this is ultimate success in my mind, let me know when you have another land deal you want to do. Let's put that money back to work. So that was ultimate win, ultimate success in my mind. And guys, we're surrounded by people like this. Maybe you don't have a mother-in-law, maybe you don't have a father-in-law, but you have a friend or an uncle or a brother or a sister. Share what you're doing with them. And just like I was sitting in the dentist chair the other day. You guys know how dentists always like try and make small talk, or the hygienists want to talk to you while they got their hands in your mouth. They ask what we're up to, and when they gave me a break, I was like, yeah, I'm doing all these land deals. I actually have land deals I can't even do because I run out of money. And I'm just looking for other people to help lend on it and want to get a return on their money to help me buy more land deals. Well, lo and behold, that dentist actually had about $150,000 in his 40, or I guess he had like a self-directed IRA, and it wasn't doing too much. Self-directed IRA allows him to write a check to me and earn 8% interest on his money where he was maybe making 2 or 3%. So you just got to get out there and talk to people. Everyone has this mother-in-law. I'm just using an example of my mother-in-law. All right, so I told you about all these methods. Those are my top 4 methods. Definitely head over to thelandsharkscapital.com, fill it in, see what's available to you, the financing, not just land, but houses and apartments too. So check out thelandsharkscapital.com.